Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we are jumping down into the charts to take another look at XRP, what has been going on most recently with this crash and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Right, let's jump right down into this. Right, so we are paired up with USDT. We're on the hourly chart, and Binance is our data source here. Okay, so this is where we're going to start things off. So essentially, what we've seen is a 5-wave down. Now, obviously, we've pulled back down much lower than expected moves were likely to be, right? And we had this kind of scoped out about 72 up to about 74, but we've actually come all the way down to 70 exactly. So let's actually go ahead and see what's going on here with these waves. Have I got something slightly off a little? And do I need to recalibrate anywhere, right? So essentially, we've got a big ABC move. So we're going to start with that. Okay, on this move down here. So we've got this low point, this wick that was achieved, and we had the high at 93 cents. So we're going to grab that and we're just going to move it over to here. And then we can see that actually what we've done is we've come down to the 1-to-1 ratio on this, right? So we can see that we just overextended it, but this is actually a 1-to-1 ratio on that bigger move, right? So a big ABC. So we know that's okay. And we know that this is our low C wave right here. Okay, so that's kind of that. Then obviously this C wave should be 5 waves, right? And well, I say 5 waves, that's kind of what we're looking at. Now, it does mean that potentially this 4th wave's in the wrong place, and it might actually be that this is our 4th wave over here, and this was our 3rd wave, and this actual is this actual part here in the middle might be a 4th wave within our 3rd wave, right? So there's that as a possibility, and it means that that 5th wave can come down here. But let's actually go ahead and just see what that distance looks like as well, just using the Fibonacci retracement tool to measure the distance on this. And this then actually shows us moving down to a 2.618. This basically means it's an overextended 5th wave, right? And that's actually right on the nose there at 2.618. So we know that's overextended, but it does not necessarily mean that this is over by any stretch of the imagination, right? It could mean that we're actually still got a lot further to go down. So what I can do is actually go ahead and remove that level just there, this area that we were thinking about, and obviously now we can see this. Now let's go ahead and just get rid of this one as well, and what I'll do is I'll remove the larger plays here as well for a moment. Okay, so we have this pretty steep correction here. Now what we need to do is we need to figure out, is this the bottom, or are there some more waves to kind of be seen here to kind of take us down? Now, looking for sub waves inside here, it's not very clean, it's not very easy to see. Essentially there's actually just an ABC here with an ABC up, and then we get into this structure move down here. Now again, there's actually overlap with all of this. It just looks like ABC moves, but this is a measurement of an impulsive structure, right? So it's hard to ignore that we've got an impulsive structure on the larger macro side, whereas the micro is actually not aligning with what our expectations would be for us to actually call this just an ABC, for example, right? So although we have a lot of overlap inside here, the subwave counts, they are very much just ABC moves. Even inside our 3rd wave here with this, you'd think that would be like a bigger move up here, and you pull back down, but this 4th wave crosses. So essentially that actually makes that just a giant A, B, and C move. Okay, so a lot of overlap going on here, lots of corrective moves, but the structure is still an impulsive structure going down. So let's actually get into this move down here then, right? Let's see what's going on. Let's just bring back the stochastic RSI. Okay, so essentially what we had was an overbought to an oversold area. That kind of move happened here from the highs of the wave 4 into the lows of this 2.618 move. And inside this structure, well, what do we have? Well, we can see this is quite clearly just an ABC. There's no kind of definitive waves coming in on this hourly chart anyway. And as we start to bring this back up here, we can see that we've come down to a 1-to-1 ratio. That actually marks the end of this move, in my opinion, right? So we have a an A, B, C, right down on a 1-to-1 ratio, also on the 2.618. So the next thing that we should be expecting is some kind of ABC upwards, okay? The stochastic RSI would allow for the move, but it has moved far too much to the upside here without actually doing without doing too much in the way of price discovery or recovery here. So that does worry me a little bit. Now, as I come up into the 4-hourly chart, we're also oversold. That's good. That's not a bad place to be. The 8-hour has to come down. The daily is already oversold, and the weekly is actually progressing down here. So there's a couple of things that are going on here that we need to acknowledge, and a couple of different possibilities, right? Because one, I was hypothesizing that we should have a bit of a B wave push upwards. So if I actually bring this up into, let's say, our daily chart, bring this back down. So obviously we had the ABC going up. We finished this a little short, but essentially that is up here, right? And this D wave. Now we're looking for an E wave pullback. Now this could be accelerated a little bit, because what I was hoping for was inside here we'd have a definitive A, B, C move down. Now, it's possible that all of this move that we've just seen to that 2.618 is A, then we bounce up with a B, and then we pull back down even lower into the C wave. That is probably what I think is likely to occur here. Now, the issue that I have with this is it's possible as well that we don't have a significant B wave bounce, but instead just a small one, and then we go carry on to the downside, right? So it's possible that all of that is A. We have a really small a B wave going up a little bit, and then we pull right the way back down again into a deeper C wave, maybe even testing our lower trend line here, okay? And this is the scenario that would play out if Bitcoin also moves up a tiny little bit and then pulls back significantly towards, let's say, $37,000 or $37,500, $38,000, in that kind of range, right? So it's possible that we also have that, and then our E wave also comes right the way down into this low range. So when we zoom out of this, let me just get rid of the ABC here. We have a triangular wedge playing out. I've spoken about this before, but basically A, B, C, D, E, that E wave being critical because this is where we get that explosive move to the upside, and we potentially take out that $9 range, right? That $9 to $10 range XRP. So essentially, we've been talking about a correction for a while. This is something I think many of the viewers are very familiar with. It wasn't a shock to the system when we started to see this pullback, but we are, at least I've been expecting a B wave bounce based on the stochastic RSIs and the wave counts. Right, we've been looking at oversold situations across these time frames for quite some time, not just XRP but many altcoins as well, and we're expecting some kind of bounce upwards. Now, this being a 335 move being potentially complete here at the 2.618, we should be starting to think about, we're reaching the bottom and we're starting to think about maybe a push up and back up towards some decent levels, but not going past where we were at 93 cent. But we should obviously be a little bit higher and probably up towards 80 cent and then pull back down. Again, it's heavily correlated to what Bitcoin is doing. So if Bitcoin only has a really short kind of push upwards, maybe that daily stochastic RSI moves from oversold to overbought in just like 3 to 4 days without doing too much price discovery or recovery, essentially you're going to end up with a much deeper correction at the end of that. Bitcoin down to 37k and XRP all the way back down to these low ranges that I've been speaking about for what feels like months now. But you're talking about 50 to 60 cent range, right? Anywhere between 55 and 60 cent seems to be a pretty good logical area for this E wave, right? So all of this being an A, a B, a C coming down nice and low completes the move. Then we get the explosive move going up in an impulsive structure. And again, hopefully a lot of that stuff will tie in nicely with Ripple and the SEC. And all that kind of good stuff, but we are looking at a 1-to-1 ratio with a weekly A wave and a B wave and a C, essentially bringing us into, or say going to the daily, it'd probably be easier, yeah. So basically a big A wave coming up from the lows of March 2020 up to April 2021, down to the lows that were in June of 2021 into this triangular wedge pattern with a giant A, B, C, D, E, and a breakout towards that C wave high coming in at about $9.97 on a 1-to-1 ratio. So from our current price, if I actually grab hold of this, that would put us at about 13 X's on XRP. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. There's not too much to really talk about. We are correcting down. I think we're coming towards the end of it, but I will leave the video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.